morning walk, walk and talk, walk and talk. Remember, kids, before taking a walk, always check both sides of the street. I gotta close this gate. Hey, everybody tries to like complicate fitness. Now, I'm not in perfect physical shape, so take this for what it's worth. But I do know physiology, and looking at the research over the last few years, everyone wants to add all these things into your fitness routine on things that are necessary for you to get fit and to help maintain fitness. And it's just not true. Like, what we know is that if we're talking about actual health metrics and we're talking about you actually getting healthy and losing weight, right? Because healthy weight is a good gauge of, a certain amount of health. Walking, just literally walking, is the number one, and it stayed the number one. I think human nature is, that's just too simple. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, just drink water. And that's too simple. So we try to complicate it and market it and monetize it and all the things. But walking is one of the most simplistic, highly effective things you could do. Now, I'm about to go up this slight incline right here near our house, going this way. And the only way to really improve the walking is to put an incline to it. Like incline walking. We got a treadmill at the house for bad weather days and then just to track a lot of stuff. I enjoy walking outside more. Everybody's different. Some people like to have kind of the trainer on the screen. I don't mind it, but for me, I like to feel like I'm actually going somewhere when I'm walking, or, even cycling. Like, cycling is a little bit different for me because I'm just glad to be able to do it with my knee. But with walking, the walking on a treadmill is like, hey, I did all, or running, whatever, do all this stuff, and then you're in the exact same spot you started. That's a little frustrating for me, but still highly effective. You can change the elevation so much. And so you can already hear my voice changing and my breathing because of the incline. Just a slight incline changes it a ton. So typical research on walking, or like kind of a benchmark, like when people say, oh, you need 8 hours of sleep a night, and they just throw that out there, even when they don't know your system and they don't know your neurology and all the stuff. Typical metrics on walking is aiming to get, now, again, this is just what a lot of the research is saying out there, 10,000 steps a day is kind of a benchmark to get to, and try to shoot for 10,000 steps a day. Now, 10,000 steps a day is roughly, for most people, between 2 and 3 miles a day. You know what? Sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes you don't have time to do that. Sometimes this is not like steps on a Fitbit or your step counter. Back in the day, everybody's like standing still. Look, I'm getting my steps, and cheating on the app. It's literal, like actual steps, like 10,000 steps a day. A lot of times that's not even feasible because of time. I mean, for us, it's the same thing with 6 kids and multiple businesses. But anything is better than nothing. Done is better than perfect. 4,000 steps is better than no steps. And if you have a Whoop or some tracker, I guarantee you're getting more steps in a day than you think you are. As far as the accuracy on some stuff, some trackers are highly accurate. Some trackers probably add a little bit more. I know when the Whoop started tracking walking and it was tracking our steps, it was saying I was getting like 18,000 steps a day. I was like, yeah, boy. I'm like, I am like high stepping. But it was just because it was inaccurate. It was calibrating, and now it's more accurate, and I get close to my 10,000 a day on most, like a normal day. This week, as of the recording of this video, I got my buddy Nick here in town, and I've gotten less steps in because we're recording and we've been working, and doing stuff. So there's off times. My point is, movement is the consistency. how you do it, like the consistent thing, how you do it. Like I think we set this perfected thing in our minds of how it's supposed to look all the time. And it doesn't have to look like that, and it won't. And so John Acuff, I love him. He writes about this a lot in Finish, and he writes about how most people give up the day after they mess up of any goal. Like he calls it the day after perfect. So if I set a crazy goal to like whatever, walk 4 million miles, and I'm going to walk every day. Well, the first day I miss and I don't go walking is typically on average the highest percentage day that I'll quit my goal in the thing. So he talks about giving up perfection and finding a medium area to like really just keep working and doing the thing without letting it just like offset the whole goal. And so that's really good. The other thing I think for fitness and health in general is setting realistic goals. Like, I'm real big on like 12-week year and breaking your year down in quarterly chunks and 3-month chunks. And I'm real big on setting goals that have little goals and goals within goals, and then, celebrating them and rewarding yourself for it. But if you set goals that are so huge on your fitness and your health that you don't get that many rewards along the way, like you're having a hard time, like you're not seeing a lot of success, and you're not seeing a lot of wins along the way. That's hard. That's hard on your neurology. That's hard on your brain. Again, our brains are designed for pleasure, dopamine hits. And so failing every day, supposedly, like if you're not hitting your goal, like that perceived failure every single day is not pleasure. That is not a dopamine hit. So, one of the ways to really help you hit your goals is to make sure that you're setting realistic goals, timing them out, but then setting up smaller goals for you to hit along the way so that once you hit those, you can really celebrate them. So like, for example, I had my initial weight loss goal was something like 80 pounds, literally, because I had gained, around 70 over the course of years, right? Like after this leg. And even, right as I was like setting the goal, I was already 10 to 15 pounds over where I wanted to be. Like I'd started that part where I'd started measuring. And so I set different goals of different weight loss chunks to celebrate it. But I also, alongside the weight loss goal, that I had alongside of it, I had different goals. So functional goals, range of motion goals, symptomatic goals, meaning like one of my goals was to be able to work out and not wear a knee brace. Simple goal. Because for a long time, I couldn't do that. I couldn't go work out. I couldn't do anything physical without wearing a knee brace. And for me, that was a really good marker of improvement and of getting a win, So I set that goal, hit that goal, and that was awesome. And I had another goal of amount of weight I could push or amount of time I could work out on, the rower and stuff like that. So having multiple different goals within the same category is also really helpful. One of the things that we've taught for years, and one of the things that we have really helped talk through, like at events and even with personal consults with clients and patients, is one way to help with frustration in the goal category is to either properly categorize something as a goal or a desire. Like this is really important. And so, one of the things that people don't understand is the difference in a goal and a desire. You know this? You heard this? If you've listened to me for a long time, you've probably heard this, but a goal is something that you yourself can achieve without the help of anybody else. Like you can do it. Like I have the goal of getting up at 6 a.m. You don't need anybody else to do that. Set your clock, set your alarm, go to bed on time, get up, and bam, you've got that. You know, have the goal of getting out of the house at blah, blah, whatever time. You know, you can do, there's certain things like that. Like a goal is something that you yourself don't need anyone else to do. A desire is something that it takes any other human being to help you accomplish. So, um, if your uh, goal is to walk for 2 hours a day every single day, well, for me, that can't be a full goal. It has to be a desire in my mind because I have 6 kids, a wife of 23 years, teams, and more than one business that we have to take care of. So all of those have to align perfectly, not perfectly, but they have to be aligned and managed so that it's okay if I just walk out and I leave for 2 hours, right? Um, doesn't mean that I'm not going to work out. It means like if I set myself up to where my goal and I like it's a non-negotiable that I have to walk every single time or I have to do it exactly like this. And then those moons don't align and one of the kids needs me or Cindy needs me to help or something else and it messes up that schedule. Now this is something I struggled with for a long time. Then it just literally like crushes my day and puts me in a bad mood, messes up my whole thing. And then I want to like throw a towel in and just go eat a box of Oreos or something because who cares, right? And this is what a lot of people do. And this is the mental struggle I had for a long time is I'd have this goal in my mind. I'd have this set thing of how the day was going to go or how my schedule was going to go or how that workout was going to go or whatever. And then that didn't happen because of life. So resetting it and knowing like, hey, this is a desire of mine to, get this many workouts in this week. Sydney and I talk about our schedule at the beginning of the week, and then every morning, she has a workout group that she goes and works out with every single morning, from 7:30 to 8:30, and so this is on our schedule. And we talk about our schedule at the beginning of the week so that we can kind of go, okay, I need to do this. Does this work if I do this and add this in? And she's like, yeah, does this work if I add this in? And we figure out we've got a shared calendar where all of our stuff is color coded and all of the kids' stuff is color coded for them. And we put everybody's stuff, all the kids' things, all of our things on one calendar to where we can compromise on little things. And that's made a big difference. The calendar that we like to use is the Skylight, and we love it. It's helped a lot with family dynamics and family scheduling and has worked through a lot of stuff with us and allowed us to be able to set stuff up and get more things done in a day because of that. But there's others out there. Like there's other tools that you can totally use or just share at calendars. So being flexible on your schedule, but being flexible on your expectations, man. It's not, I think that some people think, oh, just lower your expectations and just don't expect as much. Don't set as high goals. Don't achieve as much. And that's not it. It's leaving room for life to happen. And it's being realistic that sometimes things take longer than you think. It's like construction on your house. It normally takes longer and costs more than you always plan for. That's kind of the way of some of the health journeys. Sometimes, man, you get massive fast results because you find the one thing like your body responds to real quick. You get in there and you do it. Sometimes it doesn't. So that's okay.